All right, so today we're going to take a look at the new Batman Hush from McFarlane. This is a new figure that came out just a bit ago. Um, I would say, well, we'll go through all the articulation and thoughts I have through it, but there is something that's a little out of character for McFarlane, and he gives us an extra set of hands. One kind of, you know, not quite sure, pointing or aggravated kind of hand reaching out for something. And then another one with a fist and the kryptonite ring in case Superman gets out of line. You can always get him back into line. The other thing he does is he gives us these batarangs, two of them actually. He's holding the other one. So one of the things about McFarlane is he is his own private company. He can do some serious changes to his product without having to deal with a board or a chairman or shareholders. He's a private entity, right? He gets to do what he wants, what he sees as correct. And I guess that's how he's kept those prices down pretty long. And as most of you saw, or some of you knew, that's the way he was able to fund that really nice Batmobile. And he also did a Batwing. But if the interesting part about that, if you took the Batwing, the Batmobile, and all the figures that he released for the Flash movie, they would still add up to less than that HasLab Ghost Rider machine that they have. I really like that HasLab Ghost Rider machine, but yeah, I didn't see the value there. It just was too much. But anyways, I'm not going to get too much into that. I think Hasbro still puts out some great product. These G.I. Joes are an example of that. These two guys right here, you know, just G.I. Joe in general. Well, actually, that's a Valaverse body, but that's a G.I. Joe classified Outback head and a classified Sergeant Slaughter. But regardless, anyways, let's get into the figure. So as standard in all of the McFarlane figures, you get a stand, which is always appreciated, and a little card. Pretty much standard box for McFarlane. You get a really cool, one of my favorite artists, Jim Lee, back here on the back. Jim Lee art. Fantastic. Batman Hush. All right. Let's get rid of that. So there's something interesting about this figure right away that I noticed is the head articulation is very different from the previous ones. He can't really look up unless you kind of take his whole body and do that, because the articulation isn't at the bottom of his right. The articulation is usually right here and his head can move, but now his head and neck are one piece. And so when you move it, he moves like that. Can he look down? Quite a bit. Can he look up? Oh, not really. He can look straight ahead, and then you start to get this gap right there. So if we bring it down a little bit, it loses it. But yeah, he can look to the right, he can look to the left. Yeah, that's an interesting new thing. As always, you have this very malleable gummy cape. Gosh, I would have. I mean, it would push the price up, but a cloth cape would be awesome for Batman. But whatever. I mean, it does the job. You got the regular joints that McFarlane uses here on his arms. He can go to a T-pose, which is fantastic. He's got the bicep cut there. He's got double hinged elbows, or double elbows there. He's got the regular articulation in the hand. Batarang hand there. Could even be a weapon hand, but not Batman doesn't do that, right? So the other thing is he's got, again, same articulation on this side, and I happen to put, you know, when your weapons fail, you got to take out the old fist and get going. So articulation here at the waist. He's got some crunch there. He can bend back quite a bit, as is the case for most McFarlane figures. In this case, it's got some kind of a wash to it, a darker wash, which kind of works out well for the Hush Batman. And then you have, you know, a lot of cases, again, the diaper syndrome, but in this case, it works out well. It doesn't hurt too bad because, you know, the Hush Batman had this kind of color to it. So he can kick up that much. Or wait, he can kick up a little more than that. I saw the other leg do it. Let me see. Yeah. So I guess it's all about how you bend it or whatever, but you kick about that much. This one as well. He can do the splits, the old splits there, the old Batman splits. He can do double jointed knees, really good articulation, standard. And let's see, can he do, and this is the articulation he has on the leg, standard Batman or standard McFarlane type articulation. So, ooh, look at that. That's the problem that you run into sometimes with some of these Batman figures, is that diaper gets caught under the leg. Let's see, can we work it out? There it goes. We worked it out. All right, not too bad. That's one of the problems you get if you go a little bit too far, though. But anyways, so yeah, that was interesting. The new head articulation that you have, a little bit different than what we've been seeing. Gives us some more accessories or value for our money there. That's also appreciated. And let's see how he compares to a couple of other standard figures that we have around. So here's what he looks like compared to Sergeant Slaughter, Hasbro, G.I. Joe. He's taller, of course he should be, because he's a 7-inch scale. And then here he is standing next to a Cobra Viper. Again, taller because he's a 7-inch, right? So about an inch taller. And the Viper is actually smaller than Sergeant Slaughter. As we know, Sergeant Slaughter tends to be one of the bigger figures in the classified line. So, well, that's all we have for today. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.